Alright, well, welcome back everyone to round number 5 of this TRL F2 series. And today we are in Monaco. So, yeah, we have 14, or 13 actually, 13 drivers today. And, yeah, should be exciting. Monaco is always a very difficult track, as we all know, to master. So, yeah, it will definitely be a challenge for the drivers in these F2 cars for sure. Oh my goodness. So yeah, should definitely be quite the well, every session should be quite interesting. We have quali first, and it looks like for the drivers it is going to be nice and sunny out, which is nice. Quali in the rain at Monaco is a recipe for disaster. So I'm sure they'll be breathing a sigh of relief when they load in a couple of seconds to see that it's, you know, nice and dry out. So that's always good. Alright, so now that we have our first drivers out on track, they've all loaded in now, and they will be going out to, yeah, to get ready for some crazy qualifying here. Let's see, we'll turn that on. Yeah, no, we won't turn that on. So it looks like today, the drivers have been giving an option of either super soft or soft tires. So I'm assuming a lot of them will try and qualify on super soft as quickly as possible, or as they'll try and set their best lap on the super softs. But they also degrade very quickly, and as we know, you don't get very many. Yeah, you don't get very many laps on fresh super soft, as they degrade quickly, and well, you also don't get many tires. So yeah, best of luck to all the drivers. I'm glad I am not in this position today. We just get to watch, and yeah, Martin, don't worry, I will say a prayer for all of you just before the start into turn 1. That will be something else. So yeah, as we are watching Jack the Lad, who is our first driver to go onto a flying lap here on these F2 cars here at Monaco. And he's followed by, who is that? CDT MXP. So these will be the two first guys to cross the line. Oh, he got very, very close to the barrier there. I believe that spun him a bit. The lag is, I don't know if that's on my end or his end. I hope it's on my end, because I can't imagine driving a car like that. But he seems to struggle there a bit through the chicane. Now he comes through the penultimate corner, now through the final corner, and he's going to open up DRS and charge towards the line for what is a 1:22.0 is the time to beat at the moment. Let's see what CGTMXP can do about that. That's going to get some getting used to. As he opens up the RS and now storms towards the line. It looks like it's going to be a bit slower than Jack the Lad, and it is a 1:22.956. So Jack the Lad at the moment keeping a lead, as we see now Lorik is the next to cross the line, I believe. As he goes even quicker, he goes a lot quicker. A 1:20.4. So a whole second, almost over a second and a half, just over a second and a half quicker than Jack the Lad. So next to cross the line will be Hypehead Nova, who is on the soft tires, so that's important to keep in mind. As now he comes to cross the line is a 1:20.478, so 0.06 of a second off of Lorik's time. So a good lap on the soft tires. As well, Lorik was also on the soft tires, so that's they are very similar on pace, it looks like, for today, at least for now. Stuart Little, no, Stuart Little's in the pit still. So who's going to be the next to cross the line? I'm trying to see here. Albatross is going to get on an outlap. DeRoy possibly? Who's that? Is that Lorik already? He's already there? Oh wow. So DeRoy, it looks like, will be next across the line. I think this is my end. Apologies for the lag that we're experiencing, as DeRoy goes third, just behind his teammate Hypehead Nova. Like I've said all season long, Hypehead Nova and DeRoy have been neck and neck. The two teammates always seem to be just around a tenth away from each other, so there's definitely some good competition between them two. Healthy competition. That's what you always want in a team. You don't want negative competition, as it obviously doesn't lead to good or the best results that you could possibly extract from the team. As now, so Lorik, yeah, Lorik's still on top, but only 5 cars have gone out and braved the Monaco streets so far. And we have Merv Martin now, our current leader in the F2 standings, is now going up the hill towards turn number 2, I believe, unless it's like turn 4. I'm going to search up a track map real quick, because I am not good with turn numbers, as I'm sure you guys know if you guys tune into these streams every week. That's a nice little camera angle right there. You can see them coming down the right down around the chicane, or the hairpin, sorry, as Lorik in the meantime went even quicker, by about 0.2, and does a 1:19.8 again on the soft tires. So most likely saving their super softs until the end, when the track is at its best, and when they can extract the best, and when they're comfortable with the car. Yeah, the lag on my side is pretty poor. Oh, that was not lag. That was Merv Martin taking a hit to the barrier. Will this hurt his lap time at all? That was close to an invalidation. He really stretching the track limits here as much as he can. And now, with part of his front end plate gone, he's going to come up to the line. It looks like it's going to be a pretty good lap still, though. A 1:20.9. So for sure that wing damage affected him through the third sector, because he had the fastest first and second sectors. But he only ended up going a second slower than Lorik. So it'll be interesting to see how Merv Martin does. Yeah, today at Monaco, he's been doing pretty good. He's been pretty consistent. He's had some tough races. I'm trying to think of one that I can give an example. As Lorik goes even quicker, a 1:19.3. So Lorik clearly was doing some good practice before getting into this lobby, because he is on fire today, at least at the beginning. So he is warmed up and ready to go, and I'm sure it's stressing out some of the drivers, seeing that someone is putting in those kinds of lap times so early on in qualifying session. As Head Boomke is now going to start his lap. I'm kind of curious go on board with him, see how he can do in the compost. As he now steams down towards the Novell chicane. Does a nice job through there, but I believe either he was already invalidated or he just invalidated. It's very easy to invalidate around the Novell chicane here at Monaco. It's one turn that you can gain a lot of time on if you extend it as much as you can, but also one that could bite you if, as we just saw, Headboomke most likely yeah, invalidated. So in the meantime, while I was looking away, Albatross, Lorik's teammate, went second quickest in the Trident as well. So Trident has 1-2 at the moment. And yeah, that's good to see from them. Last time we had the BWT team, they were 1-2 in Bahrain short. I believe that was our last, right? Our last, yeah, it was. So, oh no, it was Spa, sorry. Spa, where the BWT Race Lab team took 1-2 in the feature race. So, maybe we'll see a repeat of that just with Trident. We'll just have to wait and see. We have 20 minutes to go, so in 20 minutes we'll find our answer. As Headboomke still hasn't set a lap, unfortunately. But now he's coming through the tunnel and back to the Novell chicane. Does he do it better this time? Yeah, no invalidation. He did that quite nicely. From the looks of it, now getting back onto the power rings is very quick left-hand turn of turn 12 and then through turn 13 as he gets spun. And he's going to have to save that. Yep. That was a teeth-clenching moment there for Headboomke, sorry. As you definitely don't want to DNF here in qualifying at Monaco. So thankfully only his front wing took the hit, his wheels stayed on the car, and he can just go into this pit lane and service that up. But frustration for Headboomke early on, as he unfortunately hasn't set up time yet. Benny on an out lap, we'll see what he can do. He's been up and down this entire season, started on pole several times, but then seems to struggle a bit more in the races. But he did win the sprint race in Bahrain short 2 weekends ago, so he's definitely had success here in F2, and we'll be looking to continue that into the F2 race at Monaco here this evening. So as he goes through turn 1 and now through what is technically turn 2, but not really a turn, and now through Massenet, turn 3, and then through turns 4 as well at the casino. And then a very nice job there through turns 5 at Mirabeau, and now through this infamous hairpin, and then goes down towards the tunnel. And now the exit out of turn 8 is very important. You want a good exit because there's a long straight after this coming down into the Novell chicane. So now he's going to set himself up for that. How is he going to navigate that? He did a pretty good job of it, it looked like. Maybe he could have been a bit more aggressive on the second part of that chicane, attacking the curb a bit more. But, you know, there's always time to gain. He still has 15 minutes left in the session. Don't want to be too aggressive with it too early on, but that is an invalidation through what looked like turn 14, I believe, or maybe 15. So Benny is going to go out for another lap, it looks like. And we'll go on board with someone else. HHM Tiger, again, someone who's done really well in qualifying, but unfortunately just hasn't been able to mix of bad luck. And yeah, just bad luck really. Has unallowed, or disallowed, I don't know how to say it. Hasn't been able to to get a win yet, I believe. But he's always been up there and abouts in qualifying. So we'll see if he can repeat that today as well. Will Ann's also nice looking helmet there. Not gonna lie, as he invalidates. Looked like it would have been through the no belch cane because he looked like he cut that quite a bit. And he says hello to the barrier as well. Merv Martin, meanwhile, coming through the penultimate corner, but again, it's an invalidation. Monaco is a dark horse for these invalidations. No one ever talks about Monaco and its invalidations, but it is very, very easy in several spots to invalidate around Monaco because you're trying to make the track as wide as you possibly can, and then, you know, drivers are always on the limit here in Monaco. There is no rest, and so, you know, a slight tap of the barrier could invalidate on this game, as Benny, in fact, apologies, I'll get back to that, but Benny goes second quickest with a 120.1, so showing some good pace. But Lorik and Albatross, oh, okay, so my apologies, I just realized Lorik and Albatross at Spa last weekend were in the BWT race lab, but for some reason have decided to switch now to the Trident, and that is why you're seeing the Trident so far up there on the standings. I was so confused because we haven't really had anyone in the Trident recently, but it looks like now they've opted to go with the Trident, as now we're on board with Merv Martin sitting down in 6th. He's going to want to improve that time. He was 6 tenths down through Sector 2, but as we know, he lost a lot of time here in Sector 3 due to wing damage. So let's see how much time he can make up as he comes through, again, the penultimate corner and onto the final corner. It's very difficult out of the final corner to get traction, to get good traction, but it looks like he did a nice little job as he comes across the line and did not improve. He was just under a 10th down on his time, so Merv Martin perhaps feeling the pains of worn tires. That could potentially be playing into it, as Het Boompier sets a nice lap and goes third, but this is on the Super Softs, so Het Boompier has played the card of the Super Softs, and now he, I believe that's the only set he gets. So he's going to, from here, theoretically it only goes downhill, but we'll see if he can improve. He's 2 tenths down on his time in Sector 1 now on this lap, and it looked like he did a bit of a drift there through the hairpin. So we'll go on board now with DeRoy, who is on a flyer. He was 5 tenths up through the 2nd sector. Let's see how much he's improved through the third sector as he comes across the line, and it is 2nd place with a 119.998, 2 milliseconds under the 1 minute and 20 barrier. So nice little lap there from DeRoy, but still no one on the same level as Lorik, who's cranked out a 119.3 early on in the session, as AGHM Tiger now with a 119.5, so under 2 tenths away from Lorik, and we could see a real nice scrap here for pole position if AGHM Tiger can improve that lap by just a bit. Keep in mind, none of these guys have touched the Super Softs yet, so they potentially could go even quicker on those Super Softs if they hook up a good lap. Let's see, who else could we check out for now? Benny, not sure what he thought. I thought Benny was coming out of the pits, but I was wrong about that. Het Boompier, again on the Super Softs. Let's see what kind of time he's doing through Sector 1. He's down by a 10th. So, yeah, the Super Softs degrade really quickly. And I think we're seeing that a bit here with DeRoy. Oh, actually, yeah, you asked a very good question in chat there. I think, actually, yeah, you might be right. Only in time trial. I don't know. I don't think I have ever invalidated, now that I think about it, by touching the wall. So yeah, I'm not sure. Merv Martin says just in time trial. So yeah, maybe just in time trial. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of time trial recently in Monaco, so maybe that's why. But yeah, nonetheless, Monaco I still feel is quite a difficult track. Even on just track invalidations or like the track extensions, can still be a bit of a pain. But that's nice, I guess, that without touching the barrier, or you can still lean on the barriers, I guess, a bit more than in time trial mode. I know through Sector 2, just coming around the around the hairpin area, if you just barely touch the wall in time trial, I know it immediately invalidates, which is quite frustrating as we see Het Boompje doing some drifting. But yeah, maybe not for the race. Maybe you guys are right. Or qualifying, sorry. But anyways, we look to see who else. Oh, who was that? That was Will Ans, it looks like. Has had a bit of a moment there, out of turn. What turn number is that? I think that's turn 7, I believe, out of turn 7. A very interesting place to lose it. He must have just maybe gotten a bit too eager on the power and spun out. As he understandably cuts the chicane. I mean, there's really no point. If you've already lost a bunch of time on your lap time. Whitson, no, we haven't seen much of him yet, but he's gone out on the super softs. And let's see what kind of time Whitson can do. Stuart Little as well, haven't seen him yet. He's been quite unlucky as well, I must admit, in these F2 races. He always seems to be, again, up there as, yep, that's an invalidation. Just rode the curb a bit too much there. But in the races, he always seems to be very close to the front, but just not quite able to take the lead and actually win the races. He goes straight through the chicane, understandably. Preserves the tires a bit, I guess. Now he's going to have to get out the way for either Benny or AGHM Tiger. I believe that's Benny coming up behind him. To Benny, yeah, Benny's on a flying lap, and he's up by 0.5 of a second, so this could be a good lap here by Benny if he improved through the third sector. Obviously, he had Stuart Little a bit in the way, but now he crosses the line, and Benny goes with a 119.5. So another nice lap there from Benny. Oh, is he got a bit loose out of turn 1. But yeah, a good little lap by Benny, and we'll see if he can improve. I don't know if he made a mistake there anywhere. It looks like he's taking this lap just to calm down a bit, not really pushing. But yeah, good stuff from Benny. It secures him 3rd place on the grid for now. Hyped Nova, another one that we saw early on, but hasn't really been able to improve, it looks like, lately in this qualifying. Merv Martin is on the super softs, and Merv Martin is coming now towards the finish line. He was only up by 0.07 of a second in Sector 2, and, well, he's improved quite a bit in Sector 3, but not quite enough to make a big difference. He's only in 6th place for Merv. So a bit of a surprise, I must admit, but we will see. Who knows? Who knows? You know, maybe he'll pull the Sandbags off for the next run, and then unleash the full potential of Merv Martin, or maybe this is the full potential of Merv Martin. Who knows? We'll only know in 8 minutes' time once qualifying is done. And yeah, not too many cars out on track now. Everyone looks to be going back into the pits, getting on their final sets of tires. But DeRoy begins a lap on his super softs. I'm going to be curious to see what he can do on these bad boys. He should have put a really good lap in on the soft tires, and now DeRoy experimenting with these super softs. We'll see what he can do there. So now coming through turn number 4, I believe that was. He's down on his previous best, only minimally, so not too much of a worry. But it's always nice to see that green bar. It's on the right side of your screen and not the red one. Just subconsciously, I feel like it does something to your driving when you see a red one and not a green one. But now through the tunnel he goes towards the Novell chicane. You have to be aggressive through here if you want to set the perfect lap time, and he is very aggressive, but a bit too aggressive it seems, as he has just invalidated his lap time. So yeah, the Novell chicane is going to be catching everyone out, has been catching everyone out here in qualifying, and unfortunately been ruining a lot of people's lap times as he cuts that chicane as well, understandably. Het Boompje, actually, I know I was saying earlier that he's struggling a bit, but he's actually done quite a nice job to get up into 5th there. Obviously, I think that was on the softs, and I don't think he has another super soft set that he can use. But we'll have to see what he can do, or what others can do, honestly, because I don't think he will be improving. As someone just moved up the order, but I forgot who it was. Jack the Lad, beginning another lap for him. He's going to want to improve and get himself out of, well, at the moment would be last place because Will Ans and Stuart Little haven't set laps yet. But if you can't set a lap, well then that's also going to put you at the back. So you want to make sure you at least get a lap in, and then from there you can focus on improving that lap time. So it looks like Will Ans has done a good job of that, and now he opens up DRS. What is his camera angle? And he comes across the line for a 121.359 on the soft tires. I'm not sure if he has another set of super softs, but hopefully he does, so he can improve that by a bit. Stuart Little coming across the line now on the super softs. It's an invalidated lap though, so he's going to start a new one, and hopefully we'll be able to at least set a lap time. AGHM Tiger and Lorik now both out on outlaps, as DeRoy, he does come in clutch, and DeRoy with a 119.2. So DeRoy now getting mixed up with Lorik and AGHM, just as we were talking about how Lorik and AGHM might be locking out this front row. DeRoy comes in and steals the show with a 119.2. Now, I don't know how long that's going to stand for. It's only just narrowly under a tenth faster than Lorik's time, and Lorik set his previous time on softs, so he should theoretically be quicker on the super softs, but we'll wait and see. Maybe DeRoy could clinch this pole position here at Monaco, which would be, yeah, quite the achievement, I'm sure, for him. And his teammate Hypernova, I know we were talking earlier that they were all so close. They're so close to each other, but Hypernova unfortunately looks to be struggling a bit more on around Monaco than DeRoy has been. But yeah, I'm really curious to see how Lorik does through on this. I believe he's on a flying lap now, so we'll hop on board and see what he can do here. Go through the hairpin quite nicely, and then you need to get good traction out of here because you're going through the tunnel. You got quite a long straight, and it dumps you out at the Novel chicane, which he is steaming towards right now. Nice job through there. Quite aggressive on the curb as well. That was a good job through the Novel chicane by Lorik. As now through the quick left-hand turn of 12, he goes through turns 13 and 14, and now down towards Rascasse for the penultimate turn, and now turn 18, the final turn of the course, and he's going to open up DRS. What kind of lap is this going to be from Lorik? Will he take back pole position? He does, with a 119.002, 2 milliseconds from the 118. So wow, 3 milliseconds, sorry. What a lap by Lorik. What does AGHM have to respond to that one? Now he's going to start the third sector here in a moment. What was the second sector time? He's up by half a second. So AGHM Tiger, if he can just continue this lap throughout, as Benny needs to get out of his way. There you go. Benny does a nice job of getting out of his way. And now AGHM Tiger is going to have a nice clean run down towards the finish line. He opens up DRS. What kind of lap is this going to be from AGHM Tiger? As he crosses the line, it is a 118.824, and he is on provisional pole by a solid tenth and a half, almost, a bit more. What a lap by AGHM Tiger. Really stamping his authority here on Monaco. Albatross, I'm really curious to see how he does. He's still in the pits, so I don't know if he's actually gonna improve his lap time, unfortunately. Stuart Little was able to get a lap in, but then DNF'd. So he'll be starting on the back row, which is the last thing you want to do. But Lorik, he was up at 2 tenths in Sector 2, and Lorik only improves by 0.07 of a second. So Lorik getting closer to AGHM. Now he's basically exactly a tenth away from him, but he still needs to improve that time a bit if he wants to snatch pole position, which is going to be very difficult on these increasingly degrading tires. Merv Martin has retired from the session, so Merv, the best he can do is 6th and potentially worse, as people behind him will be setting lap times, so definitely not the time that the place where Merv Martin unfortunately wants to start. And yeah, now we wait to see if Lorik, what can he do through Sector 2 as he's going to be approaching that timing line in a sec. Now he comes through the Novel chicane. A bit less aggressive there that time. Probably lost him a bit of time. Now he comes up to the Sector 2 timing line, and he is a 10th down in his time. So it doesn't look like this is going to be an improvement for Lorik. He is looking at the moment that he is going to be starting on the second row of the grid. Albatross hasn't gone out, so he's going to be starting 8th on the grid as well. Will Ans, let's see if he can improve. He's up by half a second on his time, so this could be quite the jump for Will Ans. If he does well through this third sector, does a nice job through the penultimate corner, that's for sure, as he opens up DRS as well. And crosses the line for 9th place. So good stuff for him. He'll be starting within the top 10. And good to see that he improved a bit on his lap time. He could technically still improve on this lap as well, so we'll have to wait and see. So yeah, like I said, Albatross finished. Hyped Nova is also going to be done. DeRoy crosses the line. That's the best he could muster. Lorik came across the line for a 1:18.844. So 200ths down, and I believe this is still a potential lap that he could do here. So let's see what Lorik can do. This is still, I thought it was over, but it's not over yet. Lorik could still potentially snag pole position right out from under the nose of AGHM Tiger. As he crosses the Sector 2 line, he's 1/100th of a second off of his best time. He has to do a nice job here through Sector 3. He only has to improve by 200ths of a second. So that means only improving his time by 3.5 hundredths of a second. Oh, but he gets... Oh, was that lag? I don't know. We're going to have to see as he crosses the line. It is a 1:18.895, half a tenth slower than his personal best, and he will unfortunately have to settle for second on the grid. Will Ans unfortunately has invalidated his lap, and Whitson is in the pits. So that is qualifying over, ladies and gentlemen, as AGHM Tiger takes pole position here at Monaco. So nice drive by him. Apologies for the yawn. But yeah, what a qualifying session. Great job. I don't think anyone actually DNF'd for no one DNF'd by hitting the barriers or anything like that, by crashing out on track. So that's good to see. I think it was just DNFs. And that is it. So official results here. We have AGHM Tiger starting on pole position for the feature race. Lorik, fellow Italian, in the Trident, starting in second. DeRoy in third, right behind AGHM Tiger. Benny will start alongside him in fourth. Het Boompje alongside his teammate Merv Martin, fifth and sixth. Hyped Nova in the Carlin in seventh. Albatross starting eighth. Will Ans, who qualified on the softs in the dams, will be starting in ninth. CDT MXP, there we go, starting in 10th. Whitson in 11th. And Jack Delad and Stuart Little will round out the pack in 12th and 13th place. So, yeah, now we wait for the feature race. How many safety cars do I think? Oh boy. This it could be anywhere from none to like 3. So I'm gonna say for the feature race, since it is the first race and it's a bit longer, I'm gonna say 2 safety cars. And then I'm gonna say in the sprint race there will be 1. So those are my predictions, safety car wise. Who knows if they'll be true or not. We'll just have to wait and see, I guess. Also be interesting to see how many of the 13 drivers actually get to the finish line at the end of this race. Hopefully no first lap, first corner incidents. Those are always the worst. Because then that means the drivers have to wait a whole 21 laps until they can start the sprint race. But I'm going to go upstairs real quick, get myself a drink of water, and I will be back for the start of the race. Here we go then. I'm back, and they are almost done with their formation lap, so perfect. Perfect timing. AJHM actually doing a pretty quick outlap, I'm not going to lie. Stretching out the field quite a bit. He doesn't want to stay on the start line for too long, or else the tires get a bit colder than preferred temperature, but who knows. As now the AI will take over in a sec as they head towards the grid. Will he hold it? Will he hold the lead? I don't know. I think he will. Monaco is incredibly difficult to overtake around, but then again, you know, anything can happen. One small mistake. Keep an eye on Benny starting on the super softs down in 4th. That'll be interesting. As we have 5 red lights, and the glitch has happened again, unfortunately. And away they go for the Monaco Grand Prix. AGHM got a very nice release off the start line, and DeRoy is going to be putting Lorik under some pressure, but no. They all look to be pretty clean through turn 1, I believe. Yeah, they were all clean through turn 1. That's good to see. Lorik takes the lead from AGHM Tiger. I didn't see that happen. But Lorik off to a storming start now. Both Carlins getting in the mix as well. Hypernova up into 5th. As now Benny takes a look down. DeRoy, nothing doing there for him. As Hypernova is going to look around the outside, down the inside now of Benny through the Casino Hairpin. Merv Martin, I believe that was, getting squeezed by Hypernova into the barrier. Hypernova with some wing damage. Albatross no wing damage. Head Boompier with loads of wing damage. I think that was Head Boompier actually. And Merv Martin looks like he got through that cleanly as well. So Head Boompier is going to have to go into the pits. Hypernova might have to pit as well for that move. As you can clearly tell, the front right end plate there is gone. As Will Ans gets a time penalty for corner cutting. I think he just ran right through. And now clouts the barrier, so he's going to have to pit as well. And he is going quite slowly as well because of his wing damage. But Lorik, what a start. I didn't actually see how he got past. I wish I did. Because he got hit past him down the run into, on the run, yeah, on the straight that they're on now. So around turn 2-ish. And AGHM Tiger looks like just got out slipstreamed. I'm not even sure what happened. But DeRoy still in 3rd. Benny. So the top 4 haven't changed other than the swap from Lorik and AGHM Tiger. Hypernova with a nice little start. Up in, let's see, position change. So yeah, Hypernova had a nice start up 2. Albatross as well, followed him through. He's also up 2. Merv Martin down 1. Head Boompier now 3 seconds as well. yeah, this is really the only people. I just got like some sort of notification saying that it's not good enough to broadcast gameplay. I'm not sure what that's all about. But Stuart Little and CDT MXP have had a little touch. As I'm just gonna have a dude join. Here we go. Hello?
Hello.
How you doing?
Doing great, mate.
Good, good.
How's the race going? The quali?
Well, they're done with quali now. They're 4 laps into the race. Here, let me invite you.
Alright, great.
Yeah, they just started the feature race as well now, so. Shoot, hold on. Alright. Sent you one. Anyways, it looked like DeRoy also pitted. Did he pit? I don't know. Yeah, so DeRoy has pitted for another set of softs, it looks like. So interesting call from DeRoy. I don't know if he got wing damage or not. It most likely was the case because I can't see why he'd pit otherwise. But those are more free places for Lorik and Benny, Albatross, Hypernova, Merv Martin. Hypernova now also into the pit, so this is an interesting call. Does he have wing damage as well? Yeah, he does have wing damage, and it looks like he's going to go onto the super soft tires, so yeah, interesting stuff. Benny now out in some fresh air. He's going to try and catch up to AGHM Tiger. Head Boompe is very close to the back of Will Ans as well, so he's going to be putting. I'm gonna just say Will, honestly, but he's going to put him under some pressure, as much pressure as he can, to try and get past.
I see Stuart Little's seems to have had quite at the start, 7 places up. I know he hasn't pitted yet, but seems
Hypernova just spun out of turn. What was that? Turn 8, I believe. But yeah, like you said, Stuart Little with a very nice start. He started last, I think, after not, or he did set a lap time, but it wasn't good enough to get him anywhere off the back row. And then retired quite quickly, so I don't know, I think he was just struggling to get a lap in, but yeah, he's had a very nice start. He's up into 6th, like you mentioned. CDT is also going to look to put pressure on Jack the Lad in front of him. Jack the Lad on what looks to be older, super soft tires, and CDT is now on the optimal, I would say, soft tires because they aren't worn as much. And you can just tell the horrific understeer, sorry, that Jack the Lad had out of the corner, out of turn 8, I believe. And now under the tunnel they go and into turn 10, which is the Novell chicane. CDT stays patient though. It's going to be very difficult for anyone to overtake here in Monaco. As, yeah, that just gave him a 3-second time penalty for track extending, unfortunately. So, as you can see, penalties are already getting dished out quite early after 7 laps as Jack the Lad pits, so that'll put CDT into some nice fresh air.
I think one qualifying that I wouldn't or shouldn't have missed is this one, definitely, seeing as we're racing in a couple days' time here as well in the Formula 1 cars, so it definitely would have been interesting to see how everyone did with these F2 cars, who arguably a lot more difficult to drive, I assume, around Monaco.
Yeah, I think overall they are a lot more difficult. The only thing that I would say is maybe a bit easier with them is that obviously they go slower, so a bit more time to react maybe, or fix your line, I'm not sure, but other than that, yeah, you're always fighting the car, and it's very, very difficult, that's for sure. As Merv Martin got past Will a minute ago, or sorry, that was Het Boompier. Merv Martin got a 3-second time penalty just a couple seconds ago. So Merv, is going to look to just try and stay as consistent as possible and get as many points he can out of this future race. He was struggling a bit in qualifying, and has just struggled looks just to be struggling a bit with pace this weekend here at Monaco. But Lorik, on the other hand, has been absolutely flying. But AGHM Tiger hasn't given up either. He's only 2 seconds back. So he's staying there within contention. He hasn't dropped out completely out of contention. So if these two get closer, if AGHM maybe tries to undercut Lorik, then things could get interesting. But we'll see what he decides to do. Albatross is also getting very close to the back of Benny. As we know, Benny is on the super soft tire, so he's going to be struggling at this point compared to to Albatross, who's on the soft tires. So we'll see when he decides to pit. And Het Boompier, I believe, is in the wall again. Yes, Het Boompier has spun, it looks like, out of that would be turn 4, I believe.
And Albatross, I believe, has just overtaken... No. Yeah, he has. Ooh, Benny's pit, and he's gone into the pits, and so...
Yeah, Benny most likely with pretty worn super softs by this point, so he's probably going to put on the softs and try and take them to the end, it looks like. Oh, and it looks like he had a wing damage as well, so that definitely doesn't help. That won't help him at all.
Yeah. I think one thing that we'll see quite often in Monaco is wing damage, especially. Yeah, it's such a tight track. It's very, very merciless, and so the simplest mistakes, they will cost you a lot, and that front wing change can be killer, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, as well as these time penalties as well. Like you were saying, very easy to rack them up as well. Not only do you have to keep out of the barriers, you also have to make sure that you're not track extending, which can be tempting because you also don't want to hit the barriers. So it's an endless cycle of pain really here at Monaco. You really have to be 100% focus the entire time. But Lorik still pulling out a couple tenths every lap on AGHM Tiger, so he's clearly got good pace as AGHM Tiger now gets that 3-second time penalty. So Lorik looking very comfortable at the moment. We don't know how many warnings he has, but depending on how many warnings he has, he may or may not be getting a 3-second time penalty soon. I feel like it's inevitable that most drivers will get time penalties, maybe even all of them. Yeah. But yeah, those who don't get penalties are the true heroes of the day.
Yeah. And those who manage to go the full 21 laps and the sprint race as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Without any damage.
Without a tap to the wall, without a warning, without nothing. Yeah. Those are the heroes.
It looked like AGHM Tiger just cut the Nouvelle chicane there.
Oh, really?
Not greatly, but just a little bit. As Boompier looks like he's retired.
Oh,
It
Boumpier has
looks
retired.
like he's crashed, but we can't see.
I think he just pulled into the pit lane, I think. Yeah, he
Oh,
just pulled into the pit lane, the pit.
alright.
To
It looked like
pit
it was
and
somewhere in
DNF.
sector 3, it was sure.
Yeah, Boumpier had a good qualifying, but unfortunately he was struggling a bit in the race, so that led to his DNF. Merv Martin still gaining position by position. He's 4th now, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, you know what? I forgot what I was gonna say about Merv Martin. Anyways, at the beginning, they asked me in the chat how many safety cars they thought would come out during the race, and I said 2. So far, we haven't had one safety car. No, not even a virtual
wow.
safety car. So, these guys at Monaco are proving to be quite clean. I also said, like, I was also curious to see how many people would actually finish. Kind of like implying that there would be like 7 finishers, but we only had Boumpier as DNF, and it wasn't even off of it was a voluntary DNF, I guess we should say.
Yeah.
So, I guess in that way it's
at
good.
this point, at this point I think Baku was a bit more, you know, had a bit more casualties at this stage of the weekend, but we still do have 10 laps to go here and another sprint race as well, so you never know what could happen.
Yeah, that's
something
for sure.
crazy.
That is for sure. Benny getting very close to CDTMXP as he goes down into the Novo chicane. That was a clean move considering we're at Monaco. That was about as clean as you can get here through the Novo chicane. So good stuff there from Benny and good stuff from CDT to give him the room that he needed as well. And none of them with any wing damage, I don't think. I think there was a slight tap, but not enough to actually lose any wing. So good stuff from both of them. Whitson's going to pit now on the soft tires, most likely going to switch onto the super softs. And that's what we'll be seeing the front runners doing soon now. They'll all be pitting for those super softs to take them to the end. Hope the race on Sunday will be clean as this too. Yeah, I hope so as well. But 13 drivers and 20 drivers is a big difference. So we'll see. We'll wait and see, I guess. I don't know how Tier 2 really is. I don't know how often like a safety car comes out, but
a lot.
A lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tier 1's not too bad. We have some stuff happen sometimes, but it's normally pretty good. But yeah, Monaco is just a different beast. I mean, you never know it. You never know what could happen in Monaco. So.
Yeah. I mean, the best of drivers get caught out easily here.
Exactly.
It's so mentally straining as well. You have to make sure you don't have any lapse, you know, in your concentration. Every turn has to be precise, else you lose a huge amount of time. You could easily get penalties, easily hit the wall, and so it's Monaco is definitely one of those tracks where you come out feeling perhaps maybe more mentally drained than physically.
Yeah, yeah, I completely agree with all that you just said there. As while you were speaking, we saw Merv Martin pit as well, and Stuart Little as well. So Merv Martin actually got held up a bit by Stuart Little in the pits. So Merv Martin's going to want to make that up with the undercut. I believe he's going to try and undercut Albatross, who was just a ways ahead of him. We'll see how well he manages to do, and we'll see if Albatross decides to respond on this lap. And I'll also be curious to see if AGHM Tiger decides to try and undercut Lorik. He's dropping out of distance now, I would say, of a potential undercut, but it's still worth the shot. Putting your, especially like it's really a mental game as well. Like if AGHM Tiger pits, let's say, he even without putting any physical pressure on Lorik now knows that AGHM Tiger's gonna be quick on the use super softs, which, you know, could subconsciously make Lorik want to push a bit more. When you push a bit more around Monaco, you're obviously, you know, risking it a lot more as well. So it's always worth a shot, I think, just to try and expose any weakness, I guess, in your opponent. But we'll see what he decides to do. As DeRoy back up into the 5th, that's our CDT. MXP has decided to pit. DeRoy, I don't believe has pit yet. Oh no, DeRoy has pit
as well. With a wing change, which will lose him some time, unfortunately. But
this will be interesting now because Merv Martin is 1 second behind DeRoy, and Merv Martin is on the very quick super softs. And DeRoy, they both stopped, so this is fair game here. So we'll see how long DeRoy can hold Merv Martin up. As AGHM Tiger and Lorik and Albatross have all decided to pit. Interesting call from Albatross. He might get held up a bit because they were kind of did the double stack. Doesn't look like he got held up for too long. But yeah. Lorik already going out. AGHM Tiger, he must have had a front wing change because he was in the pits for a very long time. And now Albatross is going to come out ahead of AGHM. So AGHM has his work cut out for him, and this is looking very good for the Trident team.
yeah, and like you said earlier, Merv Martin still behind DeRoy, which may have
DeRoy's pit.
It may have hindered his chances at undercutting any of those top 4 drivers, or the top 3. But he's definitely on the faster set of tyres, and so maybe he can. It's quite a gap to 4th place.
Yeah.
Merv Martin to Benny, 12 seconds. We do have 6 laps to go, so it's very unlikely that he can bridge the gap. But we'll wait and see. Merv Martin's definitely not
no slouch.
an average driver.
Yeah, that's for sure. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, you can gain a lot of time with fresher tires. Oh, as we see a yellow flag, that is one of the Tridents, I believe. Lorik, the leader, has just spun in Sector 3. But I think, wow, he had such a gap that he was all good. He spun back around, and he's still got a 15-second lead. So that's, well, not anymore. It's like 6 seconds. But you can tell it's getting in his head now, and his opponent, the guys behind Albatross and AGHM will have seen that, and they'll know that he's struggled a bit. So yeah, interesting to see that he made that kind of mistake, especially with such a big gap to the cars behind.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like there's any wing damage, so he should be alright in that sense. Oh, I think actually there might be a little damage on the front left. Yeah, it doesn't look like there is a little bit of damage.
Oh yeah, you're right. I don't think there is a front left end plate there. I think that has just disappeared. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. So, as that's Will Ands, who has also spun at the Nobel chicane, and no wing damage though, so he's all good. Hypernova with 3 stops, so Hypernova has been quite clearly struggling a bit. Jack the Lad, nice little drive he's been doing. He's been keeping it consistent and keeping it clean, and that's allowed him to go up from 12th into 7th. So good stuff from Jack the Lad. He's under a bit of pressure for Whitson though, so we'll see how long he can hold off Whitson for, because Whitson is on the super softs, so Whitson is
and fresher
obviously
as well.
a lot quicker. Yeah. Albatross sets the fastest lap of the race, so Albatross is now closing out on Lorik a bit.
He will definitely have seen the spin and noticed the huge difference. He won't know about the wing damage, but he'll be hoping that something happened there, and Lorik will obviously have to continue the race with that little bit of wing damage.
Yep.
So it will give Albatross that little bit of an edge. So 4 laps to go. If he's gonna pull something special, he's gonna have to do it soon.
Yeah, he's gonna have to crank out some ridiculous lap times and full send it into 1 turn if he wants to win. And he also has 3 seconds, so
yeah.
Yeah, the chances of Albatross, let's just put it this way, the chances of Lorik not winning are quite low. But you never know, he could spin again, so we'll just have to wait and see. And Albatross has been closing by a couple tenths every corner, it seems. So he's been doing a good job, I guess.
It's one thing getting close, it's completely another thing overtaking, especially here in Monaco. And so, you know, he will have to really fight Lorik, take the battle to him if he wants to overtake him in Monaco. Seeing as they're teammates, I'm not sure how they will react if Albatross is to actually catch Lorik. I don't think Lorik will be wanting to give up his position anytime soon.
Yeah, I highly doubt that as well. So that's a good point. Albatross again cranked out a fastest lap, so he's clearly cruising, that's for sure. But is it enough to catch Lorik? We'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, that's really about it. DeRoy's putting a lot of pressure on Whitson now. Whitson was just putting pressure on Jack the Lad, but now looks to be defending a bit more, as DeRoy is within a second. Both of them on the super softs. But DeRoy has had 2 stops, and Whitson, DeRoy obviously starting 3rd. So DeRoy looked really good for this race, but unfortunately, yeah, just got a bit of damage, I think, twice, and had to pit and fix that up. But he's been getting very close to the back of Whitson now.
Whitson looks to be struggling on those tires.
He's going to go up the inside. Ooh, side by side.
You don't often see overtakes happening there, but that was very, very gutsy. And DeRoy, he tries once again.
They're going to go side by side into the hairpin, and DeRoy around the outside gets it done. Looked like Whitson actually has some wing damage. Yeah, he does have some wing damage, so that could play a part in why he was a bit slower, why he looks to be struggling. But nice little move there from DeRoy. That was probably the best battle we've seen all day so far. Other than that nice little dive bomb by, who was it? I think it might have also been DeRoy. Was it DeRoy? I know it was on no, it was Benny on CDT. That was a nice little move as well. But no safety car. Wow.
No safety car.
Oh,
2 laps remaining.
Just as I say that, though, Will Ans has retired at the
and it looks like he's crashed.
Chicane.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, he has. Oh, and he's right in the way as well of all the drivers.
It's weird he's not ghosted.
Yeah, that is weird. But no safety car. Wow. Alright. A car was blocking the entire track, but no safety car, so interesting.
Nothing happened?
But I guess that's good, because if the safety car had come out,
very
it
close to the end. Yeah. I'm not even sure if the game will allow such a thing to happen. I've never seen it myself, but...
Yeah, exactly.
We're now on the penultimate lap, and Albatross has cut down the gap to 2 seconds, bearing in mind he does have a time penalty to serve after the race, but he is definitely catching up on Lorik. He might just finish within the 1 second, but I do not think he will be able to overtake him.
DeRoy got very close to the back of Jack the Lad into the Nobel chicane. He's putting him under a lot of pressure at the moment.
And fresher tires as well.
Jack the Lad just needs to hold on for dear life. He only has 1 lap to go, so he just has to put the car in all the right places, and he'll be all good. But now DeRoy's gonna have DRS slipstream as well down the very short finish, finishing straight. Will he go into turn 1? No, he decides to wait for it. He's gonna get a nice. Oh, he gets a beautiful exit.
Oh, that's a beautiful exit.
Jack the Lad, unfortunately, yeah, didn't hook it up at all through turn 1. And that opens
Jack
the
the
door
Lad
for
is one of
DeRoy.
the few drivers who does not have a time penalty. Him as well.
Respect.
Whitson and Benny and Lorik, you know, they've done absolutely amazing to not get any time penalties so far. Still got the lap to finish, but
Actually, yeah, as you say that, I think Jack the Lad could still snatch back 7th from DeRoy off of penalties. But it looks like he's losing a lot of time.
He's definitely struggling on those 13 old laps off.
Albatross, 8 tenths now to Lorik. He's within a second. He's getting very, very close here on the last lap. Lorick clearly struggling with that wing damage. So now he's going to have slipstream down through the tunnel and into the Novel chicane. How close will he get? Gets quite nice and close now through the chicane. He's going to have to do a lot here through this third sector and maybe draw alongside at the finish. That's the only way Albatross can really win this race. Actually, he can't because Lorick doesn't have any penalties. So Lorick, even if he doesn't win it on track, he will win it on countback of time penalties, but it looks like he's going to win it on track anyways as he comes through the final corner now as well. Lorick will come across the line just ahead of his teammate Albatross to win the feature race here in Monaco. Albatross, like we said, in second. Right behind him, AGHM Tiger, after starting on pole, has to settle for third. Benny now is going to cross the line in fourth. Merv Martin, he's a whole 28 seconds back, so he still has a bit to do. And Stuart Little's very close. Let's see what the penalties are looking like. Stuart Little has 9 seconds, so he won't be a threat to Merv Martin at all. So Merv Martin's going to cross the line now. He has front wing damage for both front end plates, so Merv Martin's clearly been struggling with some front wing damage, but nonetheless he's going to cross the line in 5th place. Stuart Little in 6th for the time being. Actually, yeah, he'll stay 6th because DeRoy is quite a ways back. Whitson has spun at the Novel chicane, and DeRoy is going to cross the line for 7th place after starting P3, so I'm sure he won't be too happy about that one. And then Jack the Lad, nice little drive from him. He comes up into 8th after starting 12th, so good stuff from him. He'll be starting on pole position, actually.
Yeah.
In the sprint race, so that's good stuff right there. You've just bagged yourself a pole position, Jack the Lad. And then CDT and Hype and Nova have already finished as they were lapped, I believe, and Whitson now is the final one to cross the line in 9th place. So, yeah, that does it for the feature race here in Monaco. No safety cars, no virtual safety cars. And
oddly,
yeah, impressive. Shout out to, who was it? Benny, Whitson, and Jack the Lad, I believe, who didn't have any penalties during that race. That is impressive stuff.
Lorick as well.
Lorick as well, yeah, you're right.
Not only did he not get any penalties, but he won the race as well, so that's
even
extra
better
points for him. Yeah. Trident 1-2 as they celebrate the podium. Brilliant drive from Lorick. Was able to keep the position despite having a spin. He was so ahead of his teammate in 2nd place, but he managed to bring it home despite the spin and the little bit of damage that he had to his front left, I believe.
Yeah, so yeah, Lorick takes the win over Albatross. AGHM Tiger in 3rd. Benny stays where he started in 4th. Merv Martin moves up a place in 5th. Stuart Little, after starting 13th, moves up to 6th. Good stuff from him. DeRoy in 7th in the Carlin. Jack the Lad 8th. Will be starting on pole in the sprint race. Whitson in 9th. CDT in 10th. Hypa Nova in 11th. And Will Ands and Head Boompier both DNFing in 12th and 13th. So, yeah. On to the sprint race we go. How many laps is the sprint race? Like 13 maybe?
I'm not exactly sure, but it shouldn't be too long. This is Monaco, it might be less than 13 as well.
Yeah.
The drivers now setting off for their formation laps. With Jack the Lad leading the pack as he finished in 8th in the feature race, finding himself pole position for this one. The sprint race here in Monaco. Interestingly so, it looks like CDTM has gone for the super softs, which will definitely be, as we see, 15 laps of Monaco, only 6 laps less than the 15 laps less than the feature, 6 laps less than the feature race, and so CDTM will definitely struggle on those super softs.
Yeah, I don't know if he can make it that far.
I believe he will have to pit.
Interesting
unless
call.
he can pull off some sort of miracle.
That could pay off if there is a safety car. So if he gets a nice little start and then the safety car comes out, that's the only logic I see behind that that call. Otherwise, it looks like it's just a full send type decision.
Yeah, he is in P10, so it's definitely worth the gamble if he's if there is a safety car and he manages to stay out of all the mayhem, then it could play into his hands for sure.
Alright, Jack the Lad, who we saw finish P8. I'm very excited to see what he can do off the front row of the grid. Let me tell you, starting on pole in league races is a whole nother type of stress. My goodness, it's scary, that's for sure. So we'll see how he can cope with that stress as he comes up to the start line. I keep getting this glitch now after Canada all the time. The lights go out and no one goes. So unfortunately, it seems that the Kyle glitch has gotten to my PS4 as well. But now they're away. Jack the Lad seems to got off to a very nice start. DeRoy's under pressure from Stuart Little into turn 1. Stuart Little is going to take second place from DeRoy, it looks like, into turn 1. Everyone, I saw a bit of front wing flying there for someone out of turn 1, but I'm not sure who. Jack the Lad with a very nice start. Benny up into 4th. Merv Martin down 1 in 5th now. And Whitson up 2, in fact. So Whitson with the best start of anyone so far. And AGHM Tiger, oh, he just looks like he just stopped halfway through the corner. And that's caused, I think, a lot of people to get some wing damage, because just a sudden stop like that is not something that people expect, I guess, going into. But Jack the Lad, already 1.1 seconds out in front of Stuart Little. So good stuff from him.
So it looks like it's nice and tidy start from everyone. Jack the Lad already pulling that 1 second gap on Stuart Little and his teammate, but he will have to be careful. Sorry, not his teammate. Another car. But he will have to be careful.
They do look very similar, I'm not gonna lie, the color.
Yeah. You'll have to be careful not to wear the tires too much early on. I'm sure they can last quite a bit, but you'll not want to be fighting against someone with fresher tires than yourself, especially towards the end of the race.
So it looks like Het Boompje and Hypanova had wing damage bad enough to pit, so they're going to be fighting each other because they're coming out basically at the same exact time. Whitson got past AGHM Tiger as well. As yellow flags, and that is Lorik, I believe, had some sort of problem.
CDT just lost.
Oh no, that was Lorik, just
safety car.
Yeah, Lorik's front wing just went flying off into in the tunnel section, so that's most likely why. Hypernova and Head Boompier are going to be kicking themselves that they didn't pit this lap, but it's alright.
Definitely.
Wow, okay, well this spices things up. Jack the Lad was actually having quite a nice race out in front, and now he has to do it all over again. So, whew. This will make things interesting. So yeah, this is, CDT, not surprisingly, pitting off of those super soft tires.
Yeah.
So his wish did come
Unfortunately,
true.
he didn't gain that many positions, which he will be kicking himself for, but it is Monaco, and so, you know, staying in your position is well enough. He's managed to stay. He's actually gained a position. He started in 10th, he's now 9th, but I believe he will come up behind Will, and so he will be back in 10th.
Yeah, he's back in 10th. So,
Hyped Nova coming back in as well. I'm not sure if he had it. No,
maybe he's going to try and go onto
tire.
the super softs, depending on how long. No, he goes on the softs, so maybe he just had a bit of clumsy wing damage again. Who knows?
There wasn't a wing change, so I assume maybe he just wants
true.
that
Okay.
little bit of an edge.
Yeah, maybe.
Fresher tires. He will obviously have to catch them. He was in last place anyway, so he thought might as well.
Yeah,
Not a bad call from him.
Alright, well. This is interesting. How will Jack the Lad do under this safety car restart? He's not someone we normally see at the front of the packs, but that's what we love about this reverse grid. The guys you don't normally see at the front are at the front. So, yeah, we'll see how he does. He had a beautiful start. He was pulling out 2 seconds on Stuart Little, so if he can do the same, he's looking good. I don't want to jinx him though, so I won't say anything. Loris gets a time penalty. That's interesting. This is actually a really good opportunity for Merv Martin to close in. Lorik and Albatross obviously got a load of points in the feature race. This is a good opportunity for Merv Martin to claw back some of what he lost in the feature race to Lorik and Albatross, because I do think he sees them as well as the biggest threats to the F2 title this season. So those are people he's going to keep an eye on. And Lorik at the moment seems to be struggling a bit down in 11th. He had wing damage, as we saw. That's what brought out the safety car. And now the first one with the 3-second time penalty as well. So Lorik seemingly struggling a bit. And we'll see if the safety... I don't think the safety car is going to come... Oh! Stuart Little just had a massive drift behind the safety car.
We'll wait to see if the safety car comes in this lap or goes one more time round Monaco, but Hyped Nova is still trying to catch up, and so...
Yeah, I think he's going to stay out one more lap, because Hyped Nova is not really close. Yeah. Well, hopefully safety car's in this lap. and we can get back racing, get back with the action.
I know we only
had about,
I know we only had about 2 or 3 laps of racing, but so far, no penalties besides Lorix, which he got under the safety car. And we get from race control that safety car is in this lap, in fact.
Yeah, so Jack the
See
Lad
how
now.
Jack the Lad paces the pack. We want to make sure his temps are in the right spot for the start.
Probably gonna go out of this last corner. Oh, as he got a bit loose there on the power. This could... No.
Open things up for Stuart Little, maybe. He is quite close to him, 2/10.
Not close enough, though. Oh, as DeRoy spins behind Stuart Little. I don't think he got touched by anyone, but DeRoy is now
wing damage
at the back. Yeah. And
disqualified.
DeRoy gets disqualified.
That's unfortunate.
So that is cruel. Codemasters have just done DeRoy dirty there. But Jack the Lad, nonetheless, still keeps the lead from Stuart Little behind him. Now it's going to be crucial for Jack the Lad to not get any penalties here. He did a good job in the feature race of not getting any. He just has to repeat that.
True.
Here in
I believe there were some changes in positions from 3rd to 5th, but I'm not 100% sure as to what happened.
Oh yeah, you're right. Merv Martin did well. I think it's probably because Merv Martin's up one, but that's because DeRoy.
Okay. All right. We see some looking up from one of the front 2 there. Benny getting closer and closer.
Put Jack the Lad under a lot of pressure there into turn 3. Jack the Lad, though, holding firm, still out in front, but by a very minimal margin. Merv Martin, Albatross, now setting the fastest lap. Oh, is that Stuart Little now with a drift, and he hit Benny as well, so Benny has front wing damage. Stuart Little somehow got away with that, and now they're side by side, up the hill, and around, I forget what turn name that is, but that was, yeah, quite the drift from Stuart Little, and good by him to save that. Merv Martin now looking to capitalize on Benny's wing damage. Benny has a fair bit of it as well, I think, from the looks of it, at least.
Yeah.
At Boompier now 3 seconds. Not going to do him any favors either. But Jack the Lad, slowly but surely, just pulling away from everyone again, like he did last time. 2 seconds clear of Stuart Little. So, good stuff from him. Benny also dropping off from Stuart Little, but Stuart Little actually seems to have quite a bit of pace on him as he clawed back a bit of time to Jack the Lad just through that 3rd sector. So, yeah, good stuff by Stuart Little. We'll see how quickly he can,
Oh, Jack the Lad's just got penalty, which could be very damaging. He will be hoping that Stuart Little does get the same time penalty.
Yeah,
Stuart Little will just... I'm sure he'll be happy keeping it on track, keeping within the 3 seconds, knowing that he will overtake him at the end of the... after the race if he just stays within that 3 second gap.
Yeah, Stuart Little had 9 seconds after the feature race last time, so he definitely did a good job of getting penalties then. We'll see if he does the same thing today, but who knows. He'll definitely, I'm sure there will definitely be
another lock up there from Stuart Little.
I'm sure he's going to try and not lock up or not corner cut as much as he can, just to now that he knows he can just win the race off of time penalties. But it's still very difficult, even when you're telling yourself that. Sometimes you just get a bit out of hand, and just that little mistake can hurt you. As we have yellow flags, and that is AGHM Tiger spun again in the third sector. That's a fair bit of front wing gone as well, so he's going to want to pit. CDT is pit as well. That promotes Hyper Nova up into 10th. But back to the front, where more penalties are getting dished out now. Will Ann's up 6. Wow, that's impressive stuff. Had Boompier up 5 as well, so good stuff from him. Whitson looks like he just had a bit of a problem because there's yellow flags where he is.
Yeah, I believe he may have lost the rear for a little bit.
Stuart Little, they're not getting any closer than 9/10 to Jack the Lad, but we saw Sector 3 was where he made up the most time to Jack the Lad, so, as Stuart Little actually got very close to the wall there through the tunnel. I don't know if that was lag or if that
Whitson, Whitson's gonna have a little bit of trouble here. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but he was just caught out at the hairpin.
Oh,
Jack the
Lad
just
with a big spin.
He hits the barrier, which it gives to a little big chance here.
Oh, but the safety car has just saved Jack the Lad. Wow.
His Whitson DNF'd. Not sure what happened there. Oh, I think he...
Oh, he's in the middle of the road. Oh.
Spun.
CDT literally ghosted through him. I got scared he was going to hit him straight on, but no, he didn't. He was all good.
Oh, that is a horrible accident.
Yeah.
He must have really outbraked himself there, missed the braking point by quite a bit, or he just turned too early and clipped the barrier on his front left tire, but it looks like a nasty accident there. So the safety car of the sprint race.
Yeah.
Stuart Little will not be... He was about to pass Jack the Lad on track, but he will not be too disappointed knowing that Jack the Lad does have that 3-second time penalty, meaning he won't be able to pull too far away from him.
Yeah, there's two ways you look at it for Jack the Lad here. One thing, this is the worst situation because this brings everyone closer together, and that's exactly what he doesn't want with his 3-second time penalties. But at the same time, he just got saved because he was about to get overtaken, or was probably going to get overtaken by Stuart Little, who was right on his rear wing with DRS wide open. So, yeah, it's a tough call. He has a lot to do now, Jack, if he wants to win this race, and he has to hope that Stuart Little either makes a mistake or also gets a penalty, because that would save him a lot. But then there's Benny, right behind him, who has wing damage, but still, and Merv Martin as well. So yeah, it's interesting. Lorik in 6th now, so he's made up a fair bit of places.
Yeah. Safety car definitely played into his hands a little bit here as well, since he pitted quite early after that wing damage he had. Jack the Lad will have to be careful at the restart for this one, because he will want to make sure that if Stuart Little is still within 3 seconds of him, he will not want Benny to be 3 seconds with him, and definitely not want Merv Martin to be within 3 seconds of him, because that could just lose him the podium from a penalty, as from 2nd all the way down to 5th, not a single penalty yet to be dished out. So we'll wait to see what happens. Jack the Lad did look like he was struggling on the tires a little bit towards the end, but it may have been because they're quite slow, and so the temperatures dropped a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, so safety car is going to stay out for another lap, most likely. It'll let HHM Tiger and apologies for the CDT also catch up. Oh, as well as Will and Hypernova. But they'll all be back together by the time this lap ends. So.
Ooh, oh no, CDTM just had a horrible, horrible accident there. That's unfortunate. Under the safety car as well, going into the final turn, he's lost his front wing. He's clipped the outside barrier, and he's gonna have to come in to pit. So I'm not sure what's that gonna do to the safety car. He might.
I think what he'll do is he's gonna catch up and then have to pit right as they're going in, which is gonna suck.
Which is worse for him. Yeah, it does look like he will catch up.
Formula 2 car, or Formula 1 cars as well, but Formula 2 cars without a front wing look really weird. They don't look like they're supposed to be cars.
Yeah. They look like one of them, like, children, just toys that are broken.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's like something that's supposed to, like, go to space and not drive around on asphalt.
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, I don't think the safety car is coming in this lap, so he could actually have just gotten saved. Wow.
I'm not sure what that will do to everyone else.
Yeah, and then if he doesn't catch up to the safety car this lap, then he's going to keep it out for another lap, and it's going to be a one-lap shootout, which is exactly what Jack Ladd doesn't need.
Definitely. Not something he'll be looking forward to, but just an unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
It was quite unfortunate for CDTM. He looked like he just lost a bit of concentration, and in Monaco, even under a safety car, that little lapse of concentration can still cost you quite a bit, as he came to the last corner and clipped the inside, I believe, and so that pushed his car out to the barrier, and he just lost that front wing. Oh.
Okay. Well, that does with our... Oh, gosh. That's one way to deal with the safety car in this lap situation. So safety car is definitely coming in this lap. CDT decided to pit and then full send it into turn 1. So
he could have retired in the...
Yeah.
There was no need for that, but...
I mean, it doesn't really affect it anyways, so it'll be fine.
Yeah. Go out in style, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go out with a bang. Yeah, safety car in this lap. So finally, we're going to get back underway. Half of this race, I swear, has been spent under safety car.
Safety car, yeah. The tires must be freezing.
Yeah.
Just struggling for grip.
Alright, so here they go. Jack the Lad. Will he this time stay ahead of Stuart Little? Like he does a much better job getting traction out of the penultimate turn. Merv Martin got a very nice exit, I think, because he's ahead of Benny now. And Stuart Little, though, still just putting pressure on Jack the Lad, but not quite close enough. Merv Martin also trying to do his best to put pressure on Jack the Lad, or on Stuart Little, sorry, but already a second behind. Albatross now gets past Benny as well. Benny must have... Oh, Benny has big front wing. Benny must have had trouble there out of the penultimate turn, because Benny has a lot of front wing damage.
Oh no, the front left and quite a bit of the front right is just absolutely gone for Benny, which is not, he's not going to be happy with. He was in for the podium positions and now he's dropped down to 5th, and the others are going to be coming for him as well, so very unlucky for Benny.
Yeah, Albatross now putting a lot of pressure on Merv Martin as well. Ooh, Stuart Little even, yeah, gave it a little look there. I wouldn't say the smartest move, but you got to do what you got to do.
I believe that Stuart Little in the 3rd sector.
Oh, ooh. I don't know what happened there, but that did not. Oh, is someone else behind as well. Benny, I think, just clouted the barrier.
Merv Martin's lost his position as well to Albatross.
That looked awkward. I don't know what happened. I don't know why Stuart Little suddenly win AI, but
yeah, we move.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we move. But oh, and Jack the Lad I think has just lost some front wing. Yep, Jack the Lad has lost his front right end plate on the final lap, so that's not going to do him any favors with his attempts to extend the gap to the cars behind.
And unfortunately for Jack the Lad, it looks like from first to fourth there is only a 2-second gap, and actually down to fifth a 2.6-second gap. So, but Hetbunpei does have a time penalty, so he could be put out of the.
He could get robbed of the podium
positions here. Yeah.
Ooh, Albatross.
Has to be careful.
Stuart Little though. Albatross is going to put a lot of pressure on Stuart Little now coming into.
Albatross is actually on the super softs. I didn't notice that. Well, that is why he's been making his way through the field.
He gives Stuart Little a big nudge, and Stuart Little almost took out Jack the Lad as well.
Keep it in.
But Jack the Lad is going to come across the line. He's going to win on track, but Stuart Little is the one that wins the Monaco sprint race. Albatross down in 7th. That ain't right. Something ain't right here, Chief. The heck just happened?
I'm not 100% sure, but
Albatross. I was waiting to say 2nd place, and then I saw him down in 9th. I was like, what? Code Masters, what are you guys on?
Well, definitely some weird things happening this race towards the end there. But Stuart Little coming home to take the win, I guess.
Yeah, Merv Martin just snatched P2 from everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're gonna have to look at that because I don't know.
Yeah, the directors will have to.
But we do know for a fact that Stuart Little won. So Stuart Little won, and yeah, good. Is that 2? Oh no, never mind. But yeah, great race. Well, yeah, an interesting race. Let's put it that way. But so unofficial results here for the. Sprint race, Stuart Little wins, Merv Martin in 2nd, Jack the Lad 3rd, Hyped Nova 4th, Williams in 5th, Benny in 6th, AGHM in 7th, Hetbunpei 8th, Lorik in 9th, Albatross in 10th for some reason, CDT, Whitson in 11th, and Whitson and DeRoy both DNF'd. And the weekend results, Lorik comes out on top with the most points, he gets 27, Stuart Little in 2nd with 23 points, and Merv Martin in 3rd with 22 points. So that's going to do it for F2 here in Monaco. And wow,
yeah,
what a weekend!
Quite interesting. Unfortunately, I missed the first half, but I think the second half, what I've seen, is definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Looking forward to the Formula 1 cars driving around here on Sunday.
Yeah, should be interesting.
Yeah, hopefully join us on Sunday for the Formula 1. We've got Tier 1, Tier 2 as well.
Yeah, pick which ones you want to watch, which tier you want to watch. They're both tier 2 is at like 7:30 GMT, Tier 1 at 8 p.m. GMT. Both super exciting. So tune in for that one as well on Sunday. But yeah, that was F2 TRL F2 I lost my words. TRL F2 League here in Monaco. Round 5 is complete. I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, next race will be... What is the next race, actually? Oh, Vietnam, I believe, actually. I think Vietnam's...
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, that is...
Another one of these street races.
So yeah. Thank you for joining me, dude. As always, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure. Pleasure's mine.
And we will see you guys in Vietnam.